The world of rock music stands in shock. On July 22nd, 2025, the legendary Ozzy Osbourne, the Prince of Darkness, took his final bow at the age of 76. For decades, he defined heavy metal chaos and rebellion. Yet behind the stage lights, beneath the fame, lay a man who battled pain, illness, and inner demons until the very end. Today, we look back at Ozzy's final days, the moments that defined his last chapter, the truth behind his long struggle, and the legacy he leaves behind. John Michael Osbourne was born in Birmingham, England in 1948. Growing up in a working-class family, life wasn't easy. His early years were filled with poverty and uncertainty. But there was one thing that gave him purpose: music. In the late 1960s, Ozzy joined forces with Tony Iommi, Geezer Butler, and Bill Ward to form a band that would change music forever. Black Sabbath. Their dark, heavy sound shaped the birth of heavy metal, and Ozzy's haunting voice became its heartbeat. From Paranoid to Iron Man, Black Sabbath redefined what music could be: raw, heavy, and unapologetic. But while the band rose to global fame, Ozzy's personal life began to spiral. His struggles with addiction, substance abuse, and unpredictable behavior often made headlines, overshadowing his talent. Yet, no matter how far he fell, his fans never left him. Fame brought fortune, but it also brought isolation. By the late 1970s, Ozzy's addiction had consumed him. He was fired from Black Sabbath in 1979, a decision that left him devastated. But in what seemed like the end, Ozzy found a new beginning. With the help of his wife and manager, Sharon Osbourne, he launched a solo career that would turn him into one of rock's most iconic figures. Albums like Blizzard of Oz and Diary of a Madman proved that Ozzy's voice and his madness were far from over. Songs like Crazy Train became anthems for a generation, capturing both his chaos and brilliance. But behind the spotlight, Ozzy continued to battle personal demons. The endless touring, alcohol, and drugs took a toll not just on his body, but also on his family. Sharon often said she lived every day fearing a phone call, the one that would tell her Ozzy was gone. Despite his wild reputation, those who knew Ozzy personally described him as gentle, funny, and deeply emotional. He loved his family fiercely and often expressed regret for the years lost to addiction. In interviews, he spoke openly about his struggles with mental health, calling himself a medical miracle for surviving decades of chaos. But even miracles have limits. In 2003, Ozzy was seriously injured in a quad bike accident at his home in Buckinghamshire, leaving him with broken bones and long-term nerve damage. It was a wake-up call, but the years that followed brought even more challenges. In 2019, Ozzy revealed he had been diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, a progressive neurological disorder that affects movement and balance. For a man whose life was built around performance, it was a cruel twist of fate. Still, in typical Ozzy fashion, he refused to give up. "I ain't dying yet," he said in a 2020 interview. "I've got too much living to do." As the years went on, Ozzy's health continued to decline. The tremors grew worse. The pain became unbearable. He underwent multiple surgeries on his spine and neck after a fall in 2019 that left him in constant agony. He often described his days as a mix of pain and pills, his once powerful voice reduced to whispers in private moments. Fans noticed his absence from public events. The energetic performer, who once commanded stages around the world, was now struggling just to stand. Yet every time he appeared in interviews or documentaries, his sense of humor shone through. "I'm the Prince of Darkness," he'd joke, "but I'm afraid of the dark now." Sharon, ever his pillar of strength, remained by his side through it all. Their love, fiery, complicated, but unbreakable, became the emotional core of his final years. Their children, Kelly and Jack, stayed close, often describing him as their hero for never giving up despite unimaginable pain. By early 2025, Ozzy's condition had worsened. Parkinson's had weakened his muscles, and his immune system struggled to keep up. He spent most of his time at home in Los Angeles, surrounded by family and close friends. Sources close to the Osbourne family said he had accepted that his time was near. He wanted peace, no more hospitals, no more endless treatments. In one of his final interviews, he said softly, "I've had a good life. I did things my way, for better or worse. If this is it, I'm okay with that. On the night before his passing, Ozzy reportedly listened to Black Sabbath's Changes, the haunting ballad about time, loss, and acceptance. Those close to him say he smiled, whispered something about seeing his old bandmates again, and drifted into sleep. He passed away quietly the next morning, with Sharon holding his hand. News of his death spread instantly, shaking the music world. Tributes poured in from across the globe. Tony Iommi, his longtime friend and bandmate, called him one of a kind, the voice that changed everything. From rock legends to new artists, everyone shared how Ozzy had influenced them. Metallica, Foo Fighters, and Slipknot all dedicated performances to him. Fans gathered outside his Hollywood home, lighting candles and blasting his songs through the night. The streets echoed with the same energy that once filled arenas, a chorus of love, grief, and gratitude. Even those who never followed heavy metal knew Ozzy. He wasn't just a musician. He was a cultural icon, a symbol of rebellion, survival, and authenticity. From biting the head off a bat to starring in the Osbournes, he had lived life on his own chaotic terms. While rumors quickly spread online about the cause of death, the truth was simple and heartbreaking. Ozzy's body had finally given out after years of battling Parkinson's, chronic pain, and numerous surgeries. In his final weeks, he had reportedly stopped most medical treatments, choosing comfort over intervention. He told Sharon he wanted to spend his last days listening to music, surrounded by family, and watching the sun set from their garden. Medical experts confirmed that his death was peaceful, a result of natural causes related to his long-term illness. There were no scandals, no shocking twists, just a quiet end of a long, turbulent journey. Even in death, Ozzy's presence continues to echo through music. His influence can be heard in nearly every modern metal band, from Slipknot's aggression to Ghost's theatrical style. He made it okay to be weird, loud, and unapologetically different. Sharon later released a statement that summed up his spirit perfectly. Ozzy wasn't afraid of death. He was afraid of not living. And he lived every second louder than anyone I've ever known. In the months after his passing, tributes and concerts were organized worldwide. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame announced a permanent exhibit honoring his career, while fans created online memorials filled with memories, performances, and laughter. His story, from the streets of Birmingham to the pinnacle of rock, remains one of resilience and reinvention. In a recorded interview months before his death, Ozzy left a message for his fans. If I've learned anything, it's this: don't waste time being afraid. Live your life, make mistakes, and laugh about them later. You don't get forever, so make it count. Those words now carry the weight of final wisdom, a farewell from a man who had faced darkness and turned it into music. For over 5 decades, Ozzy Osbourne gave the world something few artists ever could: honesty. Whether on stage or on reality TV, he never hid behind perfection. He was raw, flawed, and real, and that's what made him unforgettable. As the lights fade and the echoes of Crazy Train drift into silence, we remember not just the Prince of Darkness, but the man behind the myth, a husband, a father, a survivor, and above all, a legend who showed that even in chaos, there can be beauty. Rest in peace, Ozzy Osbourne. Your voice may be gone, but your music and your spirit will live forever